planning on filming a vlog today, but I thought maybe it would be fun to do a little bit of an impromptu vlog of my day with a fussier baby. So today, as you can tell, he is not the happiest right now. He's a little moody today, and don't worry, I'm taking care of him. I'm not just filming him for the sake of filming my baby being fussy, but I kind of wanted to show a more realistic day in the life of kind of what it's like when, sorry, that was probably a little noisy. I wanted to film more of a more realistic day in the life of what it's like when he's fussy. I know I show a lot of really cute moments, but honestly, it's kind of 50-50 these days if he's gonna be happy or mad or really, really needy that day. And all babies are needy, you know, and I'm not complaining. I just want to show what it's like and kind of, if you're a new mom or you're gonna be a mom, kind of some of the tips and tricks that I have for my child to help keep him happy and just keep him a little bit more satisfied during the day so that he doesn't get crazy, crazy mad or fussy. He's 8 months old, and so at this age, they start to get just, I don't know about your kids. My kiddo has started to throw tantrums a little bit, not full-on toddler level tantrums that actually go on and on and on, like literally like a 20-30 second tantrum and then he's over it and he's on to the next thing. But when you're on and off fussy constantly like that, it can really weigh on you. So I just kind of wanted to film what it's like on my average day, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And yeah, I have some more cleaning to do this morning. I already unloaded the dishwasher. I fed him, fed myself, and maybe we'll do some baking. I have some bananas that I still need to use. I made a whole loaf of banana bread and I still have way too many bananas. So I'm gonna maybe make some muffins. Well, maybe not. I actually have to get eggs first and I don't want to go to the store. So we'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, so I think this will be a fun vlog. Maybe not fun, but entertaining maybe, or at least informational at the very least. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna be sharing my tips with how to deal with my baby personally when he's a little bit fussy, and things you can try with your baby. May or may not work. You know, some kids will quiet down as soon as you take them outside. That's kind of how he is. And some kids, you have to do completely different things. They need to be more stimulated, given a toy, a teether, or whatever, because every type of fussiness can be related to something else. His fussiness right now is more tired because he didn't sleep well last night. He's usually been waking up once or maybe twice during the night. Last night he woke up at 10, 11, 3, and 5. So he is overtired right now. And so this is kind of going to show you a little bit of what it's like to deal with a baby that's on a schedule now, that's overtired, that's fussy, that's teething a lot. He's getting his 8th tooth right now. So he's a little bit crabby. He's a little crabby. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna just jump right into this while I have the phone out. Tip number 1, carrier. Put baby in a carrier. Keep them on you, but in a way that you can still get stuff done. You can throw them front facing, towards you, outwards, or on your back. Try it, see which one your baby wants to do. I will say, if you put them on your back and they're in that age range of wanting to touch and pull hair, it sucks. Maybe don't do that. It more depends on what you have to get done. If I have to cook, he's on my back because it's just not safe to have him here if I have hot oil or anything hot that may pop and hit him. That's my first tip. Use a carrier. We love this one. I believe this one is by Bebe More. So yeah, you can see that right there. We love this carrier. It's got the hip thing as well, so it converts to a hip carrier, but it's got that extra support for me, for baby. And we've been using this one for a few months now. We love it. We used to do the baby wraps as well, and I loved those 100%. I think they're great, especially for at home. The only thing I will say, if you're on a nap schedule, some babies will pass out in these suckers, and that's not always a good thing if you're on a specific schedule and it throws their nap schedule off. So be mindful of your baby. Be mindful of if they're starting to go a little limp, relax a little bit too much. I'm pretty sure at this point, with how tired this little guy is, he would actually pass out. You're okay. You're okay. But like I said, he is fussy, so I'm kind of just walking around, keeping him happy. Something else that I would do potentially is take him on a walk, whether it's in the carrier, in the stroller. Normally I'd use the stroller, but again, same danger as the falling asleep. He is on a very regimented schedule. He naps at 9:30, 9 to 9:30, somewhere in there is when I put him down, and then at 2. So if his nap schedule gets off, that messes up the whole day, it messes up his night. And so we've been working on that schedule for not quite a week yet. So we're trying to get him on a really good schedule, get him regimented so that hopefully he'll start sleeping through the night. Okay, so I managed to just very quickly take a very fast shower, since sometimes if I let him, if I let him sit with me, like in the bathroom, I have a little chair for him that I strap him into. It will distract him and kind of keep him a little bit happier, but it didn't really work very well today. He was pretty fussy even while I was showering, so I was singing to him the whole time, which is another thing, a little trick you can do. If you sing to your baby regularly, they kind of get used to that, and then it becomes something that you can kind of comfort them with. And you don't have to be a good singer. I am not always the best singer, and sometimes it's just about noise and loudness and volume. So just obnoxious singing was the tip for today. I don't know if you can tell, but he was just crying like 2 seconds ago because I set him down to get dressed, and he got so upset so quickly that I just had to take a shirt from my husband and throw on a pair of workout shorts because he's not down for mommy to get dressed. I'll probably get changed and wear something a little bit nicer looking later, but for now, this is where I'm at. Also, if you're curious, it's about 15 minutes until his nap time, so I'm trying to push him because if I don't get him to at least 9, it's a little tough. I am gonna go change his diaper really quick because I'm pretty sure that actually might be part of why he's so fussy, is that he needs a little bit of a diaper change. So we're gonna change his diaper real quick and hope that that helps. Honestly, on days like today, this is a lot of what it looks like. It's a lot of holding him. It's a lot of walking from room to room. Just trying to keep him entertained, let him see things, let him get distracted. It can become extremely emotionally draining when they're like this because they can't help it. They don't know what they're doing. They're just here. They know they're going through something and they're trying to communicate that by telling you via crying, and it can be very exhausting physically too because you're constantly picking up your baby, you're constantly carrying them. And so on days like today, you get more of a workout in, which you can tell because I'm kind of breathless. He's getting very heavy. He's over 20 pounds. He's probably pushing close to 25 now, I think. It's kind of also just doing what I can and trying not to let it get to me too much that he's so fussy. And truly, when it comes to overtiredness, there is nothing but a nap or sleep, whether you contact nap, crib nap. There's really nothing else that they need or want at that time, which is why it's so tough when you get them on a schedule and then they don't sleep that well because some people, I'm sure... He's just gonna play in his crib for a minute right now. I gave him this toy. I didn't really let him play with it very much because he wasn't interested when he was younger, but it's soft and so it's chewy, so he can chew on it safely. What I was gonna say is some people would probably tell you if your kid doesn't sleep well, just let him have an extra nap, let him take the extra nap, listen to your child's body. And while I am all for listening to your child's body, if you are getting them on a schedule, there are points and times where if you do the extra nap or you try to put them down a little earlier, you end up doing more harm sometimes than good, and you have to be very careful with this. I'm not saying don't ever give your kid an extra nap or anything like that. You need to know your kid. I know that if I do give him an extra nap, unfortunately, I know it's going to absolutely wreck his sleep tonight, and then I'll be in the same cycle again tomorrow, and then we'll have to start their new routine all over again. Yeah, hi. Us personally, we chose not to co-sleep at all. I personally it is not a safe idea for me. I sleep really, really hard. My husband sleeps pretty hard. We take up most of our bed. There's no space for him. Our mattress is not baby safe. Our blankets, our sheets are not baby safe. And if you're gonna co-sleep, you have to make sure that your space is also safe for them, which is extremely difficult to do. And it's just much simpler for us, especially with my husband working and having such long shifts. It's easier for us to put him in his crib. In situations like this, keep them on their schedule. I know it's hard. I know that sometimes it sucks. They're so fussy. They just want a nap. They just want to go to sleep. But the reality is if you mess with their schedule, you end up messing with their whole cycle through the night more than likely, and then they're more upset, and then you're the one paying for that, they're paying for that. And so sometimes you do have to deal with a bit of fussiness, a little extra fussiness, because you're sticking to that routine, because in the long run you are helping them. It's just hard for them to get adjusted to that, especially if you're at the 8-month mark. If you're at the 8-month mark, it is hard. They are transitioning from 3 to 2 naps, and we made the transition. I chose to do it for him. I chose to not kind of let him do it on his own. I decided, no, we need to do a schedule, because the way his naps were falling, it was getting really chaotic. His sleep was not getting any better at night. Like, it was just really chaotic. I couldn't plan anything. I was constantly like at his beck and call for when he was going to end up napping. His wake windows were weird, and sometimes if I let him do a nap too early, like, it completely threw him off, and then he was going way too long without a nap right before bed, and then it was way worse because he's way tired, and then when he's overtired, he doesn't sleep as well. And so I would encourage you, get them on a schedule. What works for us is a nap at 9 to 9:30, somewhere in there, and then a nap at 2. A routine, honestly, has changed the game for us. It means that he naps between an hour to 2 hours now consistently. And I don't let him go past 2 hours per nap, because they're not supposed to, because it'll mess with their sleep. I am about to have to put him down for his nap. He is getting pretty tired of the crib, though, playing in it. I mean, he loves his crib naps, but and if you are curious, so what we use for his crib, and we have used this same mattress, his crib, since he was 4 months old. I don't know if it was smart or not, we made the transition right at 4 months, which meant we hit the crib transition and the sleep regression at the same time, which was, in all honesty, extremely brutal. But life hack that we did do, we did not get a rocker for his room. We got a pull-out couch. So I had a bed in here to sleep on when the nights were really rough and I was up every hour, 2 hours with him. The mattress that we used, that's the important part. We used the Newton. We were gifted that from a friend. Her kids didn't like it, so they pretty much never used it. My baby has loved it from the beginning. He also never had a problem with his bassinet. He took naps in his bassinet. And we did contact nap when he was a newborn, don't get me wrong, but he definitely could nap in his bassinet. He napped in his crib. The transition to getting him there was not the easiest. I can make a whole video on that later, but the Newton, I would totally recommend. You can put your whole face in it and it's completely breathable. It's amazing, really incredible. There are some influencers also that recommend it, and so if you go to, like, I think Kay and Tay have put a discount code before for it. I don't have a discount code because I have like 200 subscribers, so I don't have a discount code. All right, well, I will get this guy down for his nap and I will update you guys on how he's doing throughout the day. Okay guys, baby is down for his nap, and so I'm gonna take however long he naps to read. I'm currently reading The Awe of God by Jean Bevere. It's really, really, really good. I did not think it was actually going to be as transformative as it is, like, in my understanding of what the fear of God actually is and how it is actually applicable. And so I've been really, really enjoying that. Something that I also wanted to share kind of while it's on my mind, having just read 2 more sections of that book, because it's written as a devotional, so it's like, I think, like 4 or 5 pages per section, so it's really short per section, so you can pretty much either read it straight through or you can read it daily. But since the topic of this video is honestly the hard days, the days where the baby's fussy and the nights are hard, they're long, you're not sleeping, you're tired and frustrated more than likely, I wanted to kind of talk about how I've been getting through it. And not that I do it super well. I did just release a video on something similar to this, but this is a little bit different and a bit more specific of what God's been teaching me in this season. In reading the book, I'm learning to have a healthy, holy fear of the Lord. And a lot of people are very, very resistant. I was very resistant to this aspect that you should be afraid of God or fear God. But a holy fear of the Lord, what I'm learning is that it's not just being scared of God, because I know he loves me. So why would I be scared of someone who loves me? That was always my question. I'm like, I know he loves me. Why would I be in fear of him? But our English word for fear isn't the same as their word for fear. It was an awe of the Lord, and it inspires you to be more not afraid, like you're fearing God, but you're not fully like scared of him. You're more scared of being away from him, scared of being disconnected from him, and reverencing him in all that you do. And as I've been implementing and praying and asking the Lord to help me have this reverence, this holy fear of the Lord, it's helping to keep me in check in those moments that are really hard, because it's very easy to get frustrated, to get mad, to want to yell or fuss at your baby for being fussy because they don't, like, you know, they don't understand, but in the same moment you're frustrated, you're trying to communicate to them and you can't because they're a baby and it's very difficult. And in those moments, like for me, it's extremely hard. Like I've struggled in the past, like with rage and things like that, and that's something that I was not only delivered from but also work very hard to defeat the strongholds of wanting to default to being angry or whatever the case may be. Having that fear of the Lord constantly checks my actions, constantly checks my heart when I'm getting so frustrated, and when I get frustrated with the Lord for like, God, why isn't he sleeping? Like, why won't you fix this? It checks my heart of like, who am I to question the Lord when also he's a baby? And I knew going into this that it would be hard, but because when you're having your first baby, like, you know it's going to be hard, but you don't know how hard unless you've taken care of a baby before. And so I say that, like, with motherhood, sometimes you don't know how hard something is until you have to do it. And, you know, I really thought that I was at a very mature place, you know, until being a mom, and I realized there are some very immature aspects of who I am still. And so God has been teaching me through having a fear of him. It makes me a better mom, because it's not just I don't want to traumatize my child. It's not just I want to be a good mom. It's, God, I don't want to displease you. And I know that I am struggling to do the right thing right now, to be a good mom, and I need your help. And I'm trying so hard to keep that heart posture in mind, because especially at night, for me, I really, really am struggling to not be frustrated when I have to get up. It's getting better, but it is very hard. And so something that I pray is like, God, like, help me get through this. I'm very frustrated, but I'm trying to constantly remind myself to have a reverent attitude before God, because when I'm reverent towards the Lord, it automatically starts to pour over into the other areas of my life. So I don't default to fussing at the baby, because I know every action that I take, the Lord sees. And I don't want to displease him. I don't want to distance myself from him. And like, nothing can separate us from the love of God. I understand that. But what I'm getting at is like, you lose intimacy with the Lord. Let me be very clear. When you start actively doing things that you know God doesn't like, your intimacy, it lessens with the Lord. He loves you all the same. You can't be separated from that when you're a believer, but your intimacy, your sensitivity to him, it diminishes because you're ignoring him. When you fuss at your child too hard, or you scream at your child because you're so frustrated, or you yell and you get angry and you do the wrong thing and you know it and you continue to do it, you stop being able to hear the Lord as well, because he would have told you, and probably did warn you, hey, be gentle. He doesn't understand. She doesn't understand. And you start to lose that compassion too for your child, because you're so frustrated. And for me, I can get so self-focused of what I need that I then lose compassion, because I feel like my child's taking away from what I need in that moment. And it's that maturity that then has to step up and be like, yes, I am sacrificing my own needs in this moment for my child. But it's a moment. It's not your whole life of giving up sleep forever. It's a season. And having that holy fear of the Lord and trusting in him to give me the grace, the energy, or whatever I need to get through it is something that I'm learning to have, and to be okay with having the grace for the moment rather than having the ailment or the irritation, the frustration taken away. It like right now, the scripture that comes to mind is when Paul prays 3 times for the thorn to be removed from his side, and God says, is my grace not enough? And not that my baby is a thorn in my side, but not sleeping is very hard. Waking up multiple times a night is very hard. Having to wake up at 5 a.m. to nap my baby so he doesn't wake up until later in the morning is very hard, because then you don't go to sleep as deep. And I have to just allow God's grace to be enough. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I straight up told God, I'm like, I don't want that though. I don't want to have to rely on your grace. I just want the situation to be better. But I know at the end of the day, I have to get to the heart posture of, God, your grace is sufficient for me. Because at the end of the day, there are times where God's not just going to fix the situation. There are times he will, and there's times he won't. Right now, he has not. I still don't have a baby that sleeps through the night. And so I'm having no choice but to rely on him. And this is a very raw, vulnerable kind of thing, I feel like, for me to say, because it's just the inner part of my heart and mind that nobody else sees except the Lord. If you're struggling with rage or frustration, postpartum, anxiety, whatever you're struggling with, take it to God. But ask the Lord to help you to develop a holy fear of him, a healthy reverence for him in all that you do, because he sees it all. Everything we do is for him. And so as a believer, literally everything is for him. And so having that mindset of reverencing the Lord in how I parent and how I mother and how I do all things. I'm not perfect, but it's helping me learn to be better and keep me in check. Yeah, I wanted to share that before I started getting into my silly popcorn fun, not fun, but just the entertainment type reading. And so yeah, I hope that was kind of helpful, and now I will let you know when the baby wakes up. Hi, Bubba. Hey, you in a better mood now, baby? Hi. Hi. What you doing? Oh, you got 2 passies? Hi. Where'd you going? Bubba. Hi. Hi. Come here. Come here. Okay, so he slept about an hour and 20 minutes, which is pretty good. He's in a much better mood now, so hopefully the rest of the day will be good and we can have a nice fun day rather than a fully fussy day, but we shall see, and I will keep you guys updated on his mood. Having some outside time now. I did do a few dishes, but that made him pretty mad because he was in his little chair and he doesn't like that. And so I am just sitting with him outside to improve his mood, because right now he wants to crawl everywhere where he's not supposed to. So we're gonna have some outside time and maybe go for a walk later, but it's supposed to potentially rain in the next hour, so I wanted to put off the walk until I'm sure that it's not going to rain on us, because I don't want to have to bring a whole umbrella or set the whole stroller up for rain, because we don't have just a rain cover, so I have to use other things to keep it dry, and so it's just a bit more work. Are you eating my shirt? Are you eating mommy's shirt? Ew, no. But yeah, so that's what we've got planned right now. The dog's enjoying it. I think the baby's enjoying my shirt at the very least. So I'll keep you guys updated. But that's another tip that I would say is take your baby outside. That's also something fun that my 8-month-old is doing, is these intense gasps before he says things, before he makes noise, that were really scaring me yesterday because he'd never done it before. But I listened to his chest, to his back, and I think he's all good. He's just exploring his vocals and learning how to talk more and more. So no worries there, and I'm keeping an eye on him just to make sure that it is just talking and stuff. You're eating your shirt now. Want your passy? There you go. There you go. Now, come. Okay guys, so it's about 1:20. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling exhausted. Not even because he's fussy, just because, well, it turns out I think I'm finally getting my cycle back, and as great as it is that my hormones are starting to go back to normal, even though I'm breastfeeding, it kind of sucks at the same time. And I'm just really tired. I think that's also why my anemia has been so bad, or I feel like my anemia has been bad. Yeah. Because I've been so exhausted and I'll get so winded so easily. You look so chunky in the camera. You look so chunky. So cute. But I think that's just really taking it out of me right now. And so one thing I did it off camera, but I put him in his big playpen. Wow, he just slobbered all over me. But I put him in his big playpen. No, Bubba, that's Nyla's ball. Give me the ball. And I pretty much just laid in there with him, and kind of surprisingly, he was kind of fussy until I laid down in there with him, and just because I was present, he kind of calmed down. So that might be something that I do more often. Viewer discretion warning. That would be peas and beef. Mommyhood. Okay, so I am changed now. Hair is still a mess, but the spit up missed the hair, so there's a silver lining to everything. The baby is in his crib playing because I needed to put the dirty shirt in the not the wet bag. It's a specific laundry basket we have for dirty diapers and dirty clothes because we use reusables. That's done. He's chilling in his crib, really fighting tiredness. He keeps trying to play, but then shoves his face into his crib, into his mattress, because he's so tired. His nap time is in just a few minutes. Honestly, he's not doing that bad right now. He's doing pretty good. Hey! Aww. He's okay. He just, I don't know exactly what he did, but he's getting to that end of that wake window, and he's not doing the best, but he's doing pretty good. But yeah, so we're just kind of riding out the last few minutes of his wake window, and then we're gonna put him down for his nap. I'm gonna probably try to rest. I do need to do some dishes before tonight, so I might finish up loading the dishwasher. I don't know how much more I'm gonna film, but I'll try to keep you guys updated until bedtime, unless he's in too good of a mood, and then kind of defeats the purpose of this video. But yeah, you see JJ? That JJ. That JJ. That JJ. When he wakes up, I will update you guys. Ew. Please don't spit up. Okay, so JJ is officially down for the night. It is almost 8 now. He took a little bit to fall asleep, but not too bad. He's going through, I don't know, I'm working on his feed routines and how much solids and how much milk I'm giving him. And so we're running into issues where he either doesn't get enough solids or he gets a little too much. And I think he was a little uncomfy, but he's also teething his next tooth, so it could also be tooth pain. But I was able to kind of just pat his butt and rub his back, and he was able to fall asleep. It just took a few more minutes than normal, but he did really, really good, so I am happy with that. You guys can see he's passed out. I might show a little bit of the footage of him like rolling around, because normally he puts himself to sleep no problem and he just passes right out. He just likes to roll and play and talk and chat and all that. But tonight he did need a little help from me, which is fine. He's a baby. So this is a little abnormal, but Daddy did come in and tell him goodnight after I put him in his crib. And so the door was open, noise. He's not used to that. Normally Daddy comes and says goodnight before he gets in his crib. So I think it just kind of threw him off a little bit, which is fine. I wanted him to get to say goodnight. And so we did that, but I digress. Back to the tip of when you're trying to get your baby to learn how to put themselves to sleep in their crib, I would simply recommend, we did a method where basically you set your baby in the crib for, you can do nap time or bedtime. I think just did bedtime, and you let them lay there for like a minute first. Or you lay them down. Once they start crying, you put a timer on for a minute. You pat them, calm them down, pick them up if you have to, put them back in the crib. You'd want to try not to pick them up though. So you put them back in the crib, and then you wait 2 minutes. Once they start crying, you pretty much start the timer for 2 minutes. Same thing. Pat them, only pick them up if you have to. Then basically same thing. Once they start crying, 3 minutes, 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. And then you don't want to go past 6 or 7 minutes, because at that point they don't really calm down. They're if you let them go too long, basically their nervous system just shuts down, and it's not actually good for babies to cry it out. And if you are having trouble with your child crying nonstop and they won't, you can always go see a pediatrician. If you're not happy with your current one, try to find a new one. Even if it means you have to drive further away from where you live, if you live in a smaller town, do what you have to do for your kid, for your baby. Do everything that you can. But that's what we did with him, and it didn't work right away. We just kind of let him practice, and at first he did not do it on his own. It was once every like few nights he would do it, and then it got more consistent, and he just kind of started doing it. And he does not put himself down for naps. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I don't really care. We can figure that out later, and I could probably get him to do it. It's just easier for me to just feed him, and then he passes out anyways, because the way that I have his feeds scheduled right now, it hits right at nap time. So it's just how we're doing it. You don't have to do that. Some people frown upon that. I mean, I don't. Everybody has to do what's best for their family, and that's kind of my stand by that. I'm really tired. I'm gonna take the rest of the night because my husband is leading his small group downstairs, and I'm gonna do some reading, maybe take the time to pray a bit, and just enjoy the evening. And I will catch you guys in the next one.